morning, you guys. Alright, what is today? The 10th of March, Sunday morning. We are currently at Figueroa's Truck Wash, or I-10 truck stop in Rialto, California. Alright, we'll check real clear of everything over here. Alright, we are going to be picking up a reload here this morning. We're going to the Americold facility in Ontario. Probably about 10-15 mile drive, 10-15 minute drive, whatever you want to call it, something along that line. But yeah, that's where we're heading to. Let me come over here into this turn lane. There's two cars coming over here, so I don't want to frighten the one in the left lane. Okay, so last video you guys saw from me was my pickup video in Waldron, Arkansas. I talked about a vehicle versus pedestrian incident that happened in Barstow, here in Barstow. Alright, so today though, now, because that load ended up delivering yesterday in Shafter, California. Now, Shafter, if you're not familiar, is kind of on the northwest side of Bakersfield. Made that delivery, didn't have any real problems there. Let's double check, make sure, right. Okay, we're gonna get on westbound 10 right here. This is Riverside Avenue that we're on now. We're gonna take this down to Edwanda Avenue. And alright, so anyway, I made that delivery, and while I was in the dock door yesterday, I got called by one of the dispatchers asking about if I could swap trailers with another driver, and he was basically telling me the situation with it. The other driver was a little further up Highway 99. I think he said he was over by McFarland or somewhere. And I was still in the dock door unloading at the time. And so the problem was the guy had a reload in Tulare at Saputo yesterday afternoon, but he had a bad reefer unit. It had a Freon leak. Whereas my unit was working perfectly fine, and I already had my pre-plan to come pick up in Ontario, and I had time to drop by basically to stop by the drop yard and drop that trailer off. Actually, I ended up making it, I had just enough time to make it to my house, and I did a 10-hour break at the house, and then came down to the drop yard this morning to drop it off, and grabbed this trailer, and now we're on our way. So that's how we ended up over here. Alright, there's a few different things I can talk about today. I'm kind of going to go a little bit off, let's go ahead and do it. The Scott Peterson case. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with that. It's just something that caught my interest. I've known about his situation even when his wife was still missing. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with the case, Scott Peterson is a convicted murderer. Alright, so he had what was that, early 2000s? I think 2002 or something like that. His pregnant wife, I think she was 8 months pregnant, 7 or 8 months pregnant, whatever. She goes missing. And I remembered when she was missing, he was part of the organized search effort to try to find her. But so there were some issues with him, with his demeanor, though. He had a bit much of a stoic demeanor for somebody who I guess for what you expect from somebody whose wife is missing. And also there was that's circumstantial evidence there. Also had an issue of I believe he was cheating on his wife. So that's another circumstantial thing that, hey, this kind of gives motive here. And also, they ended up eventually finding Lacey Peterson's body and the unborn fetus, and I think it was in the San Francisco Bay, if I remember right. And yeah, and they said that you would have someone would have needed a boat to get to where the body was at. There the bodies were at, and just so happened to be convenient that Scott had been known to boat in that bay, go fishing or whatever. So yeah, there was a lot of circumstantial evidence against him, at the very least. I don't know that they ever could prove that he was actually there on that particular date and time when when her body was likely dumped there, but they had enough circumstantial evidence to at least have a winnable case. We'll put it that way. All right. So I'm not saying that he's innocent or guilty, but recent developments do have me wondering if there's more to that than meets the eye. Because if you aren't familiar, again, when he was initially convicted, he was originally sentenced to the death penalty. And I know he spent time in San Quentin, if I recall, and then, because that's where all the death penalty inmates in California go. And that's, a little bit, within the last decade, though, his lawyer actually successfully argued for his sentence to be commuted to life without parole. I think there was if I recall, there was something about bias with, they didn't properly screen the jurors for bias against the death penalty or whatever it was, something along that line. I don't remember. I think that's what I remember hearing, though. So yeah, apparently the judge agreed that come on, pick it up. Speed up. I shouldn't have to slow down for your stupid ass. Fucking moron. Don't lollygag your ass onto the freeway. Alright, anyway. Yeah, the judge agreed that they had a good argument there and commuted it to life without parole. Well, now, LA Innocence Project is getting involved. And now it has me wondering, is there actually a good case for his innocence? Because Scott's been long since been, I guess, proclaiming his innocence. And, usually when I hear that, like say the LA Innocence Project is getting involved, it starts to make you really wonder. This is a non-profit organization that basically does free of charge, pro bono, legal work for people, and they're not going to waste their precious resources on people they don't have a compelling argument for getting exonerated or getting their conviction overturned. So them being involved at all is definitely catching my attention and wondering, like, well, is there something more to this now? I don't know. It's like, maybe you guys can, if you guys know much about that case, read up on it, whatever, if you need to, or watch YouTube videos about it, whatever. I don't really care, but just something to talk about. Let's hear what your thoughts are on that, right? I'm really curious if there's anybody else who has this much familiarity with the case and might actually wonder if he could actually be innocent. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of motive there. There's smoking gun, and I can see why people would want to convict him, but having been a juror myself, I've seen how biased jurors can be. I was in a vehicular manslaughter case, as a juror, and we deadlocked 9-3 in favor of acquitting the girl. The 9 of us who said quit were all thinking that the wrong person was at the defendant table. We thought that some guy, one of the witnesses should have been the one at the defendant table and not her. But there was nothing to prove, there was no evidence to prove that he actually made, what had caused it. I want to go around this Arco truck, but I got my exit coming up, so we'll stay here. We had two jurors who were both truck drivers, and they just were not going to entertain anything else than this girl's a stupid idiot, young driver driving too fast, and the only thing that can be the cause is speeding, even though she had the damn right of way. But most all of us thought someone made a right on red. This guy in the witness stand made a right on red in front of her, and actually was the one that caused it. So now, was the girl being stupid? Absolutely. Doing 70 in a 50 zone, coming up on an intersection, and also changing lanes when it was it went from 1 lane to 2 lanes shortly before the intersection. And she changed lanes because she started out going to the left lane, and then she ended up going to the right lane as she was approaching the intersection. But her skid marks told that she was halfway into her lane change when she actually swerved to the left to avoid something. So that told me someone the other guy made a right on red in front of her and caused it. It doesn't matter if she was doing 50 or 70. And I did the math on that case. Distance equals rate times time. I wanted to know how much different the reaction time would have been had she been doing 50 miles an hour versus doing 70, and came out to be 3/4 of a second. That's all it would have made the difference as far as because with the visibility situation there and all that, I estimated about 3/4 of a second is all that she would have had more to work with. And I can tell you as a trucker, you only get, it takes about a second for you to actually figure out how to react to a situation, and then another second-ish to actually execute the reaction. So it takes time. It's, when you first see something happen that you're not expecting, whatever, it takes you a second to process what the hell's going on there. And, you see it, but it's not an instantaneous, you might think it is, but actually there's actually a delay there between when you see it and when it goes to your brain with what to do about it. Because you have to think about what are my options, and do I do this or I do that, and that kind of stuff does go on. So a lot of people end up making the wrong reaction on top of that. So anyway, that. 2 guys who were just adamantly saying that's all it could really be, and the other juror who voted for convicting her was an elderly man who also, the person who died in that crash was an elderly man, and I remember him saying, well, somebody needs to answer for this, and the family needs closure, and that's not their loved one's fault that he died, and basically he was saying that somebody needs to be held accountable for this, and she's on the witness, she's at the defendant table, so she must be guilty. I'm like, so you're saying right there that you're not giving her a fair trial? Because if she's at the table at all, she must already be guilty. So why are any of us here then? And when 9 of us are saying that we think the wrong person's there, what's that tell you? You're not giving the girl a fair trial. Even though, we admit she was being stupid. Even her public defender said she was being stupid. But is that the right reason to convict a person? No. And in the Scott Peterson case, I have to wonder, with the Innocence Project being involved now, Is it possible that Scott was convicted just merely on the fact that he gave jurors a reason to hate him? Or maybe because it was a high-profile case, and jurors, especially in high-profile cases, are more reluctant to give an acquittal because they're more afraid that their identities are going to get revealed, and there'll be, they'll get death threats or whatever else if somebody ends up finding out. All right, so we're going to make the right turn over here onto Malaga Street. I have been here as recently as October. I can't remember if that was the only time I've ever been here or not. It took me a bit to even remember that I'd never even been here before. And then when I looked at the layout, I'm like, oh, okay, I remember coming here before. All right, so yeah, right here. So the cul-de-sac here on the end of the cul-de-sac is where our shipper's at. But, all right. Just because you don't like the person doesn't mean that they're guilty of anything. Yeah, or well, maybe they're guilty of something, but not guilty of what they're being charged with. They're guilty of being an asshole. I'm guilty of that. Does that make me a bad person or guilty of any crimes? No. So, I just gotta wonder about that. Is this all circumstantial and he got convicted just because of the high-profile nature of the case? Or, okay, so the gate's closing, and yeah, so we're gonna stop before the red line. Red line's kind of faded out, but oh, they're opening it back up. Okay. Alright, yeah, this is what they did last time I came too, so I thought I was going to have to use that thing there, and then, so they got a guard here. We're going to check in with them. But sometimes they will have the guard, the gate closed, or they want you to wait because someone coming out. All right, let me get checked in here. Morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So you're gonna fill this out, give it to the office. Do you have a PO number by any chance?
Yeah, sure do.
Is it on like your phone?
Yeah, I have it on the phone.
Okay, let me take a picture of it real quick.
Okay. If you want, I can also text it to you.
Oh no, it's okay.
Okay.
I got it. All right, give me 1 second.
Cool.
You're good to go, sir.
Okay.
You know where to go?
Yeah, park over here and then check in. That goes over here by these guys.
You got it.
Cool.
Have a good one.
Thanks. Alright guys, we are checked in here at the guard shack now. We're going to go ahead and park in the staging area over here on the right side. And then we'll come over here to the office. The office, if I recall, is, I want to say in between these three trucks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember, or no, shipping office is right here. Right where this lady just walked out from. So we'll get parked over here and then come check in at the office and should get a dock door, hopefully. Not enough space here for me to do a U-turn setup. Well, actually, I might be able to do it straight back here into this spot over here, a couple spots over from Pride. Let me wait on this, the shag driver though. Wait for him to do what he's got to do, and then I'll try to get back into the spot here. Damn near perfect. Not, I wouldn't call it perfect, but pretty close. Tractor's a little bit off to the left. Tandems are also a little bit off to the left, so I gotta. I'm not gonna sit here and freaking pat my own back on these backings. That's what makes me better, is actually being critical of my backing skills. So. Alright, that's good. I was trying to get a gauge on how close I was to that fence. It felt like I was closer to it than I was really wanted, than I actually was, but which is common. But I'm also looking over here at Pride and seeing how far back he is in relation to me. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna get checked in. We'll get knocked in a few. Alright guys, we just gotta slide our tandems back now, and there we go. Had to unlock the pins first. This being on its tilt, it's a little reactive. Okay, come on. Alright, so I think Pride is waiting on me too. I got my doors open already. Had the side tandems back. We're going to be docking into door 28. That would be over here. Should be right next to that ramp over here, I think. Or, yeah. All right, no, right here. That's 27. This is 28, okay. Alright, yeah. So, yeah, exactly where I thought it was going to be is right next to that ramp. Don't want to hear that thing. Alright. Looks like a perfect setup here. Now it's kind of executed okay. Just a tad late, I don't know. Well, actually looks pretty good there. Oh yeah. We got a winner. Alright, let's try to hit this a little more softly than what it was going to. That was definitely nice and gentle. I almost didn't even know I bumped the dock. It was that soft. Okay, so last time I was here, I think it did take a couple hours to get loaded, something along that line. So we'll see how it goes. It's 9:07 right now. Had a 9 a.m. appointment time, so hopefully we'll be out of here by about 11. Alright guys, we are all done loading. Still gotta get my bills, but we're already sealed. I'm gonna just come over here to the staging area. We're a little bit closer to the office then, and the door is available for someone else now. It was only an hour. Right at about an hour from when I docked in to when he was filling me up, so not bad at all. Guys, it should only take about 5 minutes before the bills will be ready. How about we put it next to this northern trailer? Won't be able to do a straight back, but I can always do kind of offset here with this space here. close enough where I could just use my mirror there. Okay. Yeah, we got a winner here. Alright, so I'm going to get my bills and we'll get checked out in a minute. Alright guys, we are ready to roll here. Got our signed bills and ready to check out and get out of here. I think I saw the load was 38,000 pounds. Yeah, gross 39,870. So just below 40,000. I'm definitely going to want to scale it just to be sure. Look like my drive tires, drive axles should be okay based on my gauge, and I know that that gauge is pretty accurate, so I'm pretty sure my drives will be fine. Just want to double check the tandem. So I forget what we pick up here. It's 34. It's a plus 34 degree load. So let's see if I can figure it out here. International Delight ESL French Vanilla. Okay, those are coffee creamers, I believe. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I seem to recall looking that up before, and yeah, I think it was coffee creamers. You guys who actually drink coffee, maybe you can clear that up for me. I don't touch coffee. I can't stand the taste of it. Alright guys, we are ready to roll here. I need to send my departure call though. Let me get outside the fence here and then we'll take care of that. Or I'll creep slow enough where I can do it now. Alright, 10:22 departure time. Not bad at all, not even an hour and a half, so no complaints at all here. Alright. Yeah, tandems are all good there. All right, so you got I got on the map here now where the nearest Catskills are at. The TA and Petrol over here in Ontario, or you can also go to the Flying J over here in Fontana, or across the freeway from there. They also got a Catskill. So I'm not a fan of any of those truck stops, to be honest with you. The Flying J over there, I don't mind it so much, but it's the getting back out. That damn traffic light doesn't like to turn green for shit, so I'd rather avoid it like the plague. Alright, so I'm going to basically come up to Washington Road, or Airport Drive, actually. Can I get up there from there? I can't remember. I want to say I can. Yeah, I can take Santana. And it'll curve around, and I can run into the airport that way. I'd rather deal with the freaking, the ticket booth shit over there at TA, I think, than deal with this shit here, over here at the Flying J. So we'll just go ahead and do that, and then I can get on. Have a little easier time getting onto the freeway, I think. Alright, so I guess we'll finish this off by letting you know where we're going next. Alright, this load will be going to White Wave Foods in Dallas. That's where we'll be heading to next. It's not due until the 13th, so I'll have an easy time getting it there on time. I want to say it's due in the late morning, like 11:30 or something like that. I think I remember doing some of my CDL school training right here in this complex. All right. Anyways, yeah, that's what's going on here. Normally, I would probably be inclined to take I-10 and I-20 across, but my wife wants to make enchiladas hook me up while I'm on my way. And it's only a mile difference if I go up to I-40. So I'm going to head up to the house first. I don't even have to run that many miles here, really, to get within striking range on 2 shifts. Because from my house, I can actually get from my house to to what used to be our Fort Worth yard in 2 long shifts. So I know that I don't have to go that far past my home to be within reach in 2 more shifts. And then I still got the morning of the delivery date that I can also run too. So I have that luxury to work with. I do intend to get as close as I can, or at least pretty close there, so I can have a significant amount of shift to work with after, before I get into the area, to make my delivery with, and be able to run maybe run deadhead and loaded miles on a subsequent load with. But I think I'm going to end up in a recap situation too. So I don't know. We'll see if that's even going to be much very helpful there. All right, so that's what's going on though. As the airport driver, just take it straight across the other side of the 15, head north on Milliken Avenue, then turn right or left on Wasti, whichever direction you want to go, whichever your preferred truck stop is. So, all right, y'all have a great day. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right, we'll see you guys in Dallas. All right, peace.